Hey everyone, another episode, if you will, of my Reacher prep. One thing I wanted to touch on, I'm very adamant, sorry this tripod just pooped on me. I'm very adamant that people know, yes, I was a Green Beret. Yes, I was a firefighter. Yes, I have the aesthetic for the character on the page. But I'm also a very extensively trained actor. I'm not saying I'm perfect, nobody's perfect, it's a constantly evolving art. But I'm not just a guy that looks the part and feels he should be the part. A lot of people that are thrown around, frustratingly as a fan, have zero, if any, acting experience, and I believe this character has a lot of depth, and I want it done justice, whether by me or somebody else. So kind of a very brief reveal as to what I do behind the scenes as far as prepping. A lot of people don't know this, and it's a nice little reveal as to what I believe actors should be doing behind the scenes. So for example, here on my bookshelf, that's a butt ton of Jack Reacher books. I'm reading them, I'm kind of scouring them and taking a lot of notes. And then a big part of my background, I did theater. I not just dabbled at the university level. I was in a lot of plays and I had a lot of great professors. And one thing I took with me from that was, for example, this document. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost an 8-page document that builds a character, and there's well over 120 questions, and it's helps the actor kind of just get the brain going. Obviously, with source material, it's very convenient that there's a lot of source material to go to, but just a lot of interesting things that helps the actor build this human being that isn't a real human being. You know, just stuff as far as like, what is your habitual posture? How do you walk? How do you rise? How do you sit? How old are you? Height, weight. Obviously, since this has source material, a lot of the answers are already in the books, but it also helps give depth and dimension to the character. And then I think any good actor would help, this would help build that character to the point where that translates to his performance, translates to his decisions, translates to his motivations, etc., etc. So that's a very brief summary of what I do when I'm building this character. I actually am writing out the answers to all these questions and building that universe, going back to the books as far as source material to find the right answers. I'm definitely using a lot of the fans who are maybe quicker for the answers to help paint that picture. But I'm definitely researching the character, as it were, because that is extremely important. And one thing that's in my hashtags even is I'm a method actor, and I say that very hesitantly because the media, and particularly a handful of actors, have kind of bastardized that and maybe ruined the public conception of what method acting is. Excuse me, using a cough drop. Now, method acting does have a little bit more extreme or intense involvement in creating characters, but I think it's how you handle it. I can do a light switch performance, and if I've done some pretty nasty performances, whether a lot, you know, on stage or in film, there is a residual ickiness. Like I've unfortunately had to play and audition for some pretty gross and evil roles, whether it was like a child molester or a rapist. Pretty intense stuff, and yeah, that lingers a little bit, but it doesn't ruin my week. I don't have to go to therapy. But method acting does definitely take what you've experienced in your life and kind of makes you, I hesitantly say relive it, but grab the emotions or the needs you need from that experience and apply it to that character you're building. And I'm very happy with that style of acting. I definitely look at other styles and use them all, because at the end of the day, we're just playing pretend and trying to convince the world that this is a real human being. And whatever works is whatever works. Method acting does kind of roll with me well. I've gone to the Lee Strasberg Institute for years and years and years. It's based off Stanislavski's methodology of method acting, you know, from way back when. And it is a pretty intense, it is a little, if you ever go to the school, it is a little different, but it definitely is the thing that speaks to me, so to speak. So I definitely apply that methodology of that type of acting style. But what's great about it is I, as Jeff Bosley, have a lot, and this isn't a sales pitch, but I have a lot of